In this video, we're going to go over the else if statement, which the way you use that is you tell the computer, alright, if A, do this, otherwise, if not A, do this. Where A is just a simple true or false statement, also known as a boolean from the previous videos. Alright, so we're going to start our main method, and then say int x equals 5. We'll have an integer. So you remember how to do the regular if statement. If x equals 5, we will print x is 5. And if we run this, it'll print out x is 5. There, it's right down here, so that's successful. But what if x is not 5? What if x is 4? Well, the build is successful, but nothing happened. We can't really tell, or at least we can't tell what happened. It set it equal, everything ran. So here, we still want the computer output something, so we use an else statement. So we'll do else. We'll print out x is 4, or x is not 5. And we'll run that. So what this program does is it sets x equal to 4. So alright, if x equal 5, well, x isn't 5, so it doesn't even read this stuff in here. And it skips down here and it's like, alright, otherwise we'll print x is not 5, and then it prints x is not 5. We can make this a little bit more complicated. We can make this, and I'm just going to delete this part completely right here. We can have a else if x if x is greater than 5. So we're just comparing x to 5, which in this case x will not be greater than 5, 4 is less than 5. We'll print out x is greater than 5. And then after this else if, we can have our regular else. And this is where we will print out x is less than 5. So one of these three statements is going to have to be true. Here it's x is less than 5. Let's see, one thing that may trip people up a little bit, and you do need to watch for this. Let's say we could actually make this an if statement, and this would still run the same. If x is less than, or it'll say x is less than 5, but what if, let's see, let's x equal to, well, yeah, we'll keep x at 4. And if we run it this way, it will actually print out two things. It will print out x is 5 and x is less than 5. Because here it goes through this, it says, alright, if x equals 4, then we print out x is 5, which I probably don't have that set up as best as I could, but it's kind of instructive. It shows you what the code's actually doing. It shows you that this print statement has nothing to do with what it's... This is just what I told it to print. It's not actually checking anything. But x equals 4, so x equal... Here, that's true, so it's going to print this out. This one's false, so it doesn't even read this line right here, because x is not greater than 5. In else, this else is belonging to this if statement. So if I change the order of these, so if x is less than 4, which that won't be true because x equals 4, while we're in there, all it prints out is x is less than 5, because here it says, okay, x is not less than 4, x is not equal to 5, what was I meaning to do? Oh yeah, I was going to set x equal to 5. Now what will print is this middle line right here. X is greater than 5. So the reason The reason it prints this middle line is it goes here, says if x is less than 4, that's not true. Then a completely different if statement, if x equals 5, it will print this out. If this one is false, though, then it will skip to the else statement. So x is less than 5, even though x equals 5, this if statement wasn't true, so it goes to the else statement. These can be a little tricky to learn. Make sure you play around with this a lot. Try to get a really good understanding of this if statement. Next thing we're going to go over is a nested if statement, which is where you have an if statement inside another if statement. Watching that video may help you get a pretty good understanding of what's going on here. So for you, I wouldn't spend too much time playing around before moving on to the next video, but don't move on past that one until you have a good understanding of the if statement. Alright, I hope this video helped you. I'd appreciate if you liked and subscribed and shared this video. Try to get it out there as much as possible. Thank you.